Today we are going to study third day. The subject of the third day is earth for the dry ground. And today we are going to look at the English Bible first, and then we go to Hebrew text, and then we are going to literally translate from Hebrew text into English. And then we are going to look at the summarize of the third day. Okay? And let's go to the New King James Bible, Genesis chapter 1. Start from the verse 9, talking about the third day. And let's read it together. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the third day. So those are the story of the third day in Genesis chapter 1. Now let's read the my literal translation before we look at the one by one, the word. I put it in here. Let's read this one first. And he say, Elohim, the water from beneath the heaven hope towards one standing place, and the dry ground the sea, and he exists rightly. And he invite Elohim for the dry ground earth, and for hope of the water he has invited sea ministry. And he see Elohim because good. And he say Elohim, let the earth sprout grass, herbage sowing seed, fruit tree making fruit for his portion, that his seed in him upon the earth, and he exists rightly. And let the earth come out grass, herbage sowing seed for his portion, and tree making fruit that has seed in him for his portion, and he see Elohim because good. And evening exists, and third day morning exists. And then now let's look at the each Hebrew text, and then we can practice how can we come up into this literal translation. Okay, here says the Vayomer Elohim Ikabu Hammaim Mitat Hashamayim. So Vayomer. So Vayomer is the verb, is the conjunction verb. Yod is the what? Imperfect, right? And then Amar is the root word. So Vayomer. So car verb imperfect, masculine third person singular. And then Elohim, noun masculine plural. I repeatedly mentioned many times since we study Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, and there says what? Bereshit, para, Elohim, right? Para. What is the subject of para? Do you remember? Masculine third person singular, right? Same thing, the subject of Amar is what? Masculine third person singular. Elohim cannot be a subject of Vayomer because Vayomer is the singular, is the subject, but Elohim is the plural in numbers. So you cannot say God said, right? You cannot say God said. And then that's why I put it here. And he say. It is in imperfect tense. So car verb means simple active voice, right? Which is the in Greek text is the simple, which is a simple statement we call the indicative, right? Verb indicative. So car verb imperfect. So and he say imperfect status. Elohim. What is the meaning of Elohim? We learn many times, right? Ministry to hope Almighty, right? Ministry to hope Almighty, Elohim. So what is the reason he say because Elohim, right? Elohim is the purpose. Elohim is the goal, right? Purpose and goal and object. Through the God's ministry, God wants to make me to become the El, right? El, which is Almighty, right? Almighty. So Elohim. Ikabu, same thing, right? Because of Yod, it becomes what? Imperfect status. But this verb is what? N represents what? Depar verb, right? Depar. There's a 7 different verb in Hebrew. So depar is the middle active voice, okay? Middle. What is the middle? Reflexive action, right? So action start on behalf of subject, right? Subject get the benefit. That's the depar, right? Depar. So hope. And then the subject is masculine third person singular. The subject is here, Hammaim, right? So Hammaim is the dual form, but this is the subject of Ikabu. So the water hope. But English translate let be gathered together, right? Let be gathered together. In order to say let, do you remember what verb needs to be used in order to say let? Hipil verb, right? Hipil verb is the positive active voice, right? Hipil is a positive active voice. But this is not hipil. This is a depar. So water himself, hope. Okay? And then Ikabu says gather together. When we go to the dictionary, 6960, let's go to 6960. You see here, Kaba, BDB, dictionary says what? Kaba is what? To wait, look for, hope, expect, right? Expect. And then there is the Nipar. Nipar is to be collected, to collect, bind together, right? Bind together. But basically, the meaning is expect, hope, look for, wait. Okay? So, the water, look for, right? The water, wait. The water, hope. Make sense? And then the water, preposition here, mitat. We already learned tahat when we learned the second-day process, right? The water from beneath, right? The water from above, right? So from beneath, mitahat. Mi is out of, from. Tahat. Tahat is beneath, below. So the water hope. From beneath, the water hope, right? And then from beneath to what? Ha shamayim. Ha shamayim. Ha is the determiner. And then shamayim is the noun, masculine dual, which is the heaven, dual form, right? So the heaven. So until here, we translate, and he say Elohim, the water, hope, from beneath the heaven, right? So this water is beneath from the heaven, right? Beneath from the heaven. The water from beneath, right? And then the El Makom, Ehad. So do you remember Ehad? When we go to learn the fourth day, it was not fourth day, right? It was one day, right? One, which is a cardinal number. So here they translate one, which is good. But when we go to the fourth day, as you look at here, ANCMS, right? We go to the fourth day. Look at the fourth day. Verse 5, right? Verse 5. Look at the verse 5. Ehad. You see here? ANCMS, right? It's a cardinal number. So it is not first. It is what? One day. Verse 5 has to change one day, not the first day, right? But they translate here one place, right? Same, ehad, right? One place. ANCMS, right? On verse 9. So verse 5, they translate first. Verse 9 translate 1. Then which one is correct? 1 is correct, right? So 1 day. And then 1 standing place. Okay? This makom is one of the important words we need to remember. It is not just a place. What did I say? Standing place. Standing place. Okay? Yehovah exists where? Standing place. Standing place. So standing place means the place for resurrection. Resurrection place. Okay? So the water is for resurrection, right? Water towards what? Resurrection place, right? Make sense? Mm-hmm. So keep in mind, because we're going to study detail in the future. So one standing place, right? So toward ehad makom. So one standing place. One standing place. Betera. Beterae. Right? Beterae. Conjunction verb. Depart, right? Same thing, depart right there, right? Which is the middle, simple middle voice, right? Middle simple middle voice. And then the ra. Do you remember ra? Ra is a C, right? C. So ra, C itself, right? C itself. So the subject is feminine, third person singular. Feminine third person singular, which is hayapasha. Hayapasha is the subject of this ra. Okay? So hayapasha, determiner. So the dry land or dry ground. Either or is fine. Dry land or dry ground. Okay? I put the subject here, dry ground, which is a dry land. Same thing. Okay? So dry land. Is it a pure or is it sea? Ra is a sea. Okay? Ra. Okay? The dry land sea. By he can. By he can. And conjunction verb, masculine third person singular, he. By he exist. Can. Can. We learned last time. Can, right? Kun. Can, right? Rightly. To be firm, right? Firm, rightly. Okay? So, verse 9 has to translate. And he say Elohim, the water from beneath the heaven, hope towards one standing place, and the dry land sea. And he exists rightly. Good to go? Okay, let's move to the verse 10. Verse 10. Vaikra Elohim Layapasha Eretz. Until here, right? Until here, because it's verb right there. So Vaikra, Kara. Kara is invite, right? Same as Greek word is what? Kaleo. Kaleo, call and invite. So, same thing, right? Masculine third person singular is a subject, but Elohim cannot become a subject, right? Because it's the plural. So, same thing. And he invite, call verb, imperfect. He invite Elohim. Why he invite? Ministry to hope, Almighty. That's the purpose, right? There is a reason. Reason, purpose, right? Le Yapasha. We just saw Yapasha. So Yapasha is the dry land, the dry ground, right? And then we have the what? Preposition, determiner, right? So for the dry ground or for the dry land, right? So why he invite? What is the purpose? For the dry ground, right? For the dry land, right? So for the dry ground, for the dry land, he invite what? Eret, right? Earth. So, imperfect status, right? imperfect status, earth, earth. Do you, is it remind you on the one day process? What is the imperfect status the invite? Leor Yom. Do you remember? Leor Yom. Let's go there quickly. Verse 5, right? Verse 5. Vayikras Elohim. Same thing, right? Same thing, verse 5 show same content, different word. Verse 9, right? So he began to invite Elohim for the light day, right? And then Lehoshek, for the darkness, he has invited, which is a perfected, right? Invitation is imperfect here. Invitation is perfect here, right? What is perfect? Laila, right? So night is perfected for the darkness, and then day is imperfect status for the light. So light is imperfect, invite. Same thing, verse 9. Verse 9. Earth is what? Imperfect, invite. Make sense? So for the dry ground, he began to invite earth. He began to invite earth. And then next one. Ule mikabe. Ule mikebe. Mikabu, right? Mikabu. We just see the kaba, right? Kaba. Kaba is what? Verb is hope. And then mikabu is what? The noun, okay? Same word, just different verb and noun here. Ule mikabu. So conjunction, preposition. So for and for, right? And for hope. Hope. And then the genitive, right? Genitive of hamayim, right? The water, right? So and for hope of the water, right? For hope of the water. Kara. This is what? Perfect, right? Perfect. This one is imperfect. This one is perfect. Same thing we just saw from the verse 5, right? Day is imperfect, right? And then night is perfect, right? So earth is imperfect, right? And then sea is perfect, right? So now we can see from here, we have idea. Sea is already perfected, right? And then sea becomes what? Earth, right? And then earth becomes what? Heaven. Make sense? Make sense? The flow of the knowledge, flowing of the knowledge. That's why when we go to the book of Revelation chapter 21, first heaven, first earth passed away. There is no more what? There's no more what? No more sea. Sea doesn't exist in new heaven and earth. Make sense? Because sea transformed to become a what? Earth. Earth transformed to become a what? Heaven. Heaven. New heaven and new earth. Make sense? Okay? So he has invited Hara Yamim. Yamim is the sea, and then this is the plural form. So we put what? Sea ministry. Sea ministry. Bayar. Same thing. Ra, right? Bayar, Ra. We just saw Ra, right? We just saw Ra. You see Ra. Sea, right? Ra, right? Same thing. Okay? That's the Nipar imperfect. This one is car verb imperfect. Okay? So Bayar. So he began to see car verb imperfect, and he began to see Elohim ministry to hope Almighty. He told because good. So verse 10 should be translated this way. And he invite Elohim for the ground, earth. And for hope of the water, he has invited sea ministry. So this water is hoping what then? This water is hoping from sea ministry to become what? Earth, right? So this knowledge is hoping from the sea ministry to become earth, right? Make sense? And he see Elohim because good. Because good. Now let's move to the verse 11. Bayomer, same thing, right? Bayomer, Elohim. So until here, Bayomer Elohim. And he say in perfect status, why? How and why, right? Purpose, right? And reason, right? Elohim, ministering to Almighty. Tarshe, Tadeshe, right? Tadeshe haaretz. Deshe, Eshev, until here, right? Deshe, Eshev. Okay? And then the Tadeshe, Dasha means, you see here, Hipil. Hipil is, I just say what? Let, right? Because it's a positive active. So this one, let, is good, let. But we just saw it is not the Hipil. When we go to verse 9, it was on the par. They expressing Hipil expression, isn't it? Okay? Which is, this is wrong. This is on the par. But Hipil, positive active, yes. Let, right? Make, which is a positive action. Okay? So let sprout, haaretz, the earth. So let the earth sprout, right? Because the subject is feminine, third person singular. This is a feminine singular. So this is the subject. The earth is the subject. So let the earth sprout. Sprout what? Deshe. Deshe is grass. So let the earth sprout grass. And then let the earth sprout what? Herbage, right? Which is a eshev. Then eshev is what? Eshev is materiau jera. Materiau, same thing, hipil, right? Hipil, which is a sowing. It is not yielding, it's a sowing. Jera is the seed. And then this is a jera, and then you put mem, which make the hipil. So sowing seed. So let the earth sprout, herbage, sowing seed, okay? Sowing seed. Et peri, the next one, et peri, oshe peri. Leminu, okay? Leminu. And then et, there's no such end, okay? Et is, there's no such dog. Et itself is what? Tree. And then peri, tree fruit, which is a fruit tree, right? Fruit tree. Oshe is what? Asa. Do you remember asa? Asa means what? Make or do, right? And then when we go to the Isaiah chapter 45:7, it says what? Asa shalom, right? Asa shalom. Asa is make or do. It's not yielding, okay? 62:13. Okay? Asa, Mikkelsen. Asa is what? To do or make. Okay? So it's the making. Why? It's the participle. Car verb participle. Okay? So ing, right? Making. Peri, same thing. Peri, right? Fruit. So fruit tree making fruit. If you are the fruit tree, you have to make a fruit, isn't it? Make sense? Because water seed bring forth watermelon, right? Watermelon seed bring forth watermelon, right? So fruit tree obviously make a fruit, right? Mm-hmm. If you are not making a fruit, then you are not the fruit tree, right? And then leminu. Look at this one. Okay? They say after his kind, but it is not after, right? Le, again, le is what? For, right? Le is for. We see le a couple of times, right? Look at the le right here. Le is what? For, right? And then le is what? For, right? So they do not translate those le, which is important preposition, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing here, le, for. And then nu is what? Masculine, third person singular, right? Nu. So nu is masculine, third person singular. He is, right? Not after he is, for he is. They say kind, min. We learned the min as a preposition, but here is the min. It's not preposition, it is a noun. Noun, masculine, singular. So when you go to 43:27, you see, min. Min there is sort and species, but from an unused root meaning to what? It's the portion. And then this one, same thing, min. Min is what? Min is the part portion. And then this from the man. Man is what? A portion. It's a portion. Okay? When you have a pizza, you have a portion to slice it, right? Mm-hmm. Like a 4-piece, 5-piece, 8-piece, you can cut, right? Depends on how many people are gonna eat. Make sense? It is a portion. Okay? Like a portion. So for his portion. Okay? So for his portion means fruit portion, right? Fruit is whose portion? His portion, okay? If there is no fruit, if there is a fruit tree but that does not making fruit, it is not his portion, right? Then whose portion then? God's portion or Satan's portion? Satan's portion. That's what it means. Okay? I just give you a hint when we go to a little further, okay? So, fruit tree making fruit for God's portion. Okay? Not Satan's portion, okay? Whoever able to make fruit of lips, whose portion? God's portion. Whoever say Hrema, whose portion? He's belong to God. He's not belong to Satan. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Because after we study tree in the future, you know what those means. But when we think about the Matthew chapter 7, when we talking about tree, we can quickly go to Matthew chapter 7. (18), right? And start from 17. Even so, every good tree bears what? Good fruit, right? So, fruit making tree, making fruit, right? Okay. And but bad tree bears what? Bad fruit. So, good fruit belongs to whose portion? His portion, right? And then bad tree belongs to his portion, right? So, Satan's portion, God's portion. Make sense? A good tree cannot bear bad fruit. God's people cannot bear God's fruit, right? Satan's fruit. Make sense? Mm-hmm. And nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire because they cannot become the portion of God, right? That is the Satan's portion. Make sense? So we are going to study on those things. So it is not after his kind, okay? It is for his portion. For his portion. Okay? And then relative that 제로 뽀. Okay? 제로. Seed is. Where is is? There is no such is. There is no verb in here. Okay? This is self what? Masculine, singular. Noun masculine singular. So 제라 is seed. And then O is Hollenbach, masculine third person singular. So his seed in him, right? His seed in him. So fruit tree making fruit is the God's portion. God's portion, that tree has the what? The seed. Because seed is who? Isaac. Isaac is what? The Christos Jesus, right? Make sense? So in him, God's seed, God's word has to be exist in order to become for the God's portion. Make sense? We're gonna detail in the future, okay? We're just focusing now is for translation. And then ar haaretz. So ar, upon preposition, right? Haaretz, upon the earth. By he can, same thing, we just saw can, right? And he exists rightly, right? He exists rightly. So this translation has to be, and he say Elohim, let the earth sprout grass, let the earth sprout herbage sowing seed, let the earth sprout fruit tree making fruit for his portion, that his seed in him upon the earth, and he exists rightly. Make sense? Okay. Let's move to the next verse. Genesis chapter 1 verse 12. 토째 하아렛z 대셰 에셰 마츠라유 제라 레민네후. Until here, right? Because it starts from the conjunction. So, 토째, 야짜. Yacha is bring forth. But what verb is this? Hipil verb, right? You have to say what? Let, right? So hipil verb, they say, I don't know who translate New King James, but hipil verb here, they said let. We say let, right? Mm-hmm. But the par verb, why they say let on verse 9, right? It's a nipar verb. It has to be dropped, right? It just hooked, right? Makes sense? So go to chapter 12 that we are in right now. So hipil verb has to say what? Let. Make sense? Let. And then the subject is feminine third person singular right here. Feminine third person singular, right? So, and let the earth come out. Make sense? Let the earth come out. Okay? Come out what? Come out what? Object, right? Deshe, which means grass, right? Eshev, herbage, right? And then michriau, right? Michriau. So michriau is a hipil verb, which is a sowing. We just say michriau up here. Michriau, sowing. Okay, same thing. Michriau, sowing. Jera, sowing seed. This is a participle, so ing form, right? Sowing seed. Lemine hu, same thing, min, right? So, and not after his come, for his portion. For his portion. So until here, and let the earth come out, grass, herbage, sowing seed for his portion. For his portion. Bet, oshe, right? Oshe, we just see that asa, right? Not yielding, making. So et and tree making, peri, fruit. It said that Jero, his seed, po, in him. Leminehu, same thing, right? For his portion. So here, and tree making fruit, that his seed in him for his portion. Same thing as from the verse 11, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Same thing is repeated here. Bayar Elohim kitov. So bayar, same thing, ra, right? He see Elohim ki, because tov. Good. Because good. And then last verse. Vayhi erev. Vayhi boker yom shalishi. Shalishi. So haya is exists, right? And then the subject is masculine third person singular. Masculine third person singular is here. So evening and evening exists, right? And evening exists. Car verb imperfect. Evening exists and evening exists. Same thing by he and exists, right? Third day morning exists, right? So adjective modified to the noun, right? So third day morning exists in perfect status, right? In perfect status. Good to go? Okay. So as a conclusion, after we study each word study and then understanding each verse, and then this will be the third day conclusion. And I would like to summarize the conclusion, and then we're going to start to learn each verse and each word from the next class. And let's read it together. The third day, Genesis chapter 1, 9 through 13, as I just say, water, earth, seed, tree, fruit process, okay? When we talking about water, it start from where? Sea ministry, right? Sea ministry. And then water, dry land is the earth, right? And then earth, and then seed, and then tree that bears what? Fruit process, right? And the third day corresponds to Genesis chapter 12 to 50, which is the third day in our 7 days process, right? Which is of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Okay? In the second day, we already learned he recognized the water from beneath the heaven, right? That's why he showed the verse 9. Beneath the heaven, right? The water from beneath the heaven, right? And the water was dead water. Because the expanse on the second day, there was a above water and below water, right? So below water, that does not give eternal life, right? That gives what? Eternal death, which is the earthly knowledge, right? And that's why in the third day, these thoughts were closely united. So ehad makom, remember that? One standing place, right? So water is hoping towards what? One standing place, right? So water is hoping one standing place, right? Which is our knowledge is what? Upgrading, right? Upgrading from the earthly knowledge to the heavenly knowledge. Make sense? That process. So in the third day, these thoughts were closely united for hoping the dry land, and began to pray for to the one standing place. When the water, which is thought under the heaven, dries up, and the earth is invited, right? That's why imperfect status invite, begin to invite, right? But the sea ministry already what? Perfect status, right? Make sense? He desired the upper water. Who is he? The God, right? God desired the upper water through who? Through the fourth Adam, right? In fourth Adam, right? Then he can grow up to be the last Adam to own the fountain of water. Because fountain of water existing earth or heaven. It exists in heavenly knowledge, right? Which is the upper water in him. To be the fountain of water, he has to come out of the sea of thought that is in him. Thus, in the third day, he begins to invite earth for the dry ground. Water from the sea rise up into the heaven and rains from the heaven to wet the earth. My underwater has dried up, and I have to come to realize my shame and disgrace. So we have to realize my reality, right? Which needs to put on Christos Jesus instead of just keep putting on fig tree, apron. Make sense? In the third day, Abraham realized he was naked because Noah was naked in his tent in the second day. He became aware of his real existence, birth, old age, sickness, and death. That's the reality of the life, human's life, right? Born and getting old, and then get some disease and die, right? The four phases of life. So he started to pray. Pray is what? Hoping for the water of heaven, to the heaven. This is faith of Abraham in the third day. When earth, first Adam is underwater, the seed is word of God and Christos, the seed, and the earth cannot join together to become one, unification. Seed can look at the earth, and the earth can be filled with the seed. Abraham believed the word of God as the God. Romans chapter 4 verse 3. So his thought can stand up as one. One is makom, right? Makom is one standing place. In the third day, Abraham begins to lift up, hold his eye, and he begins to see for the standing place, makom, from afar, when we go to Genesis 22 verse 4. And Abraham begins to invite name of that standing place, ha-makom, Yehovah Ireh. Yehovah Ireh. Genesis 22 verse 14. Abraham saw and hoped the resurrection of Isaac to Christos. Isaac was born with faith in the life of the God. Breaking the genealogy of the first Adam, the seed of resurrection, Christos, fell on the earth of Abraham and Sarah, and to Abraham the connected message living was spoken to his seed. He does not say, and to the seed living as on many living, but as on one, and to your seed, he is Christos. Galatians chapter 3 verse 16. The earth is now filled with seed, Christos. The earth come out grass, herbage sowing seed for his portion, and tree making fruit, that his seed in him for his portion. The earth, Sarah, grows into a tree that produces seed, Isaac, Christos, and produce fruit, 12 sons of Jacob, for Jehovah's portion, right? That is his portion, right? Not the Satan's portion, right? The thought of the God came into my mind, so the faith in my first Adam grows into the Son of the God, towards the heaven. And evening, exchange begins to exist. And third, strengthened day, morning examination begin to exist. That is the whole third day process. Okay? So from next week, and we start from the chapter 1 verse 9, and then we are going to look at each verse and each word, and then we are going to more deepen study on the third day process.